Hello everyone, my name is Riya and today in this video I'll be explaining the configuration of static routing. So first of all, let us begin with understanding what is static routing. So static routing is basically a type of network routing technique, and it is a manual configuration and selection of a network route usually managed by the network administrator. It is employed in scenarios where the network parameters and environment are expected to remain constant. So basically this static routing is handled by the network administrators, and one of the major advantages of this type of routing is it is very simple and it can be used for small networks. And the disadvantage of this type of routing is if any error occurs, the administrator has to reset the configuration. So here we can see a topology which I've already created using Packet Tracer. So in this topology there are three routers, and we've created three LANs, one LAN, each LAN that is consists of a switch, two PCs. So each switch is connected to two PCs. So the network address of this particular LAN is 192.168.10.0, and this LAN is 192.168.60.0, and this LAN is 192.168.30.0. So all the PCs which is present in this, which are connected to this switch, comes under this network. Similarly for the other LANs. So initially when we and these routers are connected to each other using a DCE or DTE cable serial port. So we have to initially when we take this DCE cable, it was red. So in order to make it green, we have to set the configuration, and we do it using int se2/0. Since I've already set the configuration, so I'll be just writing and showing how to do it. So int, and then we have to give the IP address 192.168.20.1 and the subnet mask 0. So this is how we give. And we can see that, let us consider, since there are three routers, let us consider this router as R1, this as R2, and this as R3. So we can see that the router R1 is directly connected to the network 10.0, 20.0 and 50.0. Similarly, the router R2 is directly connected to the networks 20.0, 30.0 and 40.0, and similarly R3 is directly connected to 50.0, 40.0 and 60.0. Now these routers, for example, let's say R1 does not know the network address of the remote routers, does not know the remote network addresses. So in order to set the remote network addresses so that this router comes to know about the other networks, we have to set the configuration. So if we want to send a packet from this PC which belongs to this 10.0 network to the PC which belongs to 30.0 network, so for that it has to take the shortest path which goes through this router. So for that we have to set the configuration in order to know the path where the packet has to travel. So for that we set the path as follows. We have to write IP route 192. We have to give the network address of that router which is not directly connected to this particular router. So 168.30.0 and the subnet mask 0. And we have to also give the default gateway port number. So this is the way through which the packet would travel. So similarly we have to give for the other remote networks. 50.0, 55.255, and it is SE3/0. Route 192.168.50.0 is not actually required. We have to do it for 40.0 and 60.0. 55.255.255.0, and for this also we have to give SE3/0. So now, since we have set the configuration for the remote networks, now if we check the routing table, we can see that there are 6 networks which belongs to this particular router, and the one which had already existed shows in type C, and the other which we connected shows in type S. So let us ping and see how the packet is traveling between the PCs. So let us go to the simulation mode, and for example, I'm sending a packet from this particular PC to this PC which is in 30.0 network, and let us auto and capture play. So we can see that we have sent a packet from this PC to this PC, and we have seen that it is successful. Over here we can see the message. It's displaying that the packets have been successfully sent from this PC to this PC, and it was sent through this path, which is the shortest path and the best path for sending the packet. So this is the end of my video. Thank you.